Hello and welcome to another beautiful day. It is time for review. As a matter of fact, so many things happening in this country, and a lot of people are scared of so many things. The fear of the unknown is one of the major things that a lot of Nigerians are scared of. The security situation in this country is something from kidnapping. Now we are hearing of suicide bombing by women, which happened over the weekend. And of course, we want to talk about that today. More so that the president has come out to say, well, Nigeria will not go into the era of fear. That is what the president has vowed. Joining me on the conversation today is someone that is so experienced and is someone that is a human rights activist and, of course, a politician. I will introduce him to you shortly. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course, Michael Ekenedile is right here. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Ramsey.
All right, joining us on the conversation today, he's going to be joining us via the phone, is Ina Okopi Agu, the National President, African Action Congress. And we are happy to have him. He's going to be talking to us this morning. Good morning, Ina Okopi Agu.
Good morning, Ramsey. Thanks for having me.
All right.
You assigned a portfolio to me that I don't think I've attained. I'm the National Secretary of the African Action Congress, Nigerian political party. Thank you.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Ina Agu. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's talk about this. The president came out to vow. He made a vow that Nigeria will not go into the era of fear. But a lot of fear here and there. People get out of their houses in the morning. They are scared because of the unknown. They don't know what is going to be happening next. Kidnapping everywhere. There was a bombing. All right, and lives were lost and a lot of people injured over the weekend by some female. What would you have to say concerning this vow that has been made by the president that Nigeria will not go into the era of fear?
Thank you very much. I think we have to move beyond just rhetorics. I say this because after the president was sworn in last year, we have been waiting to hear things said about immigration and border control. That hasn't happened. As people, I think we need a lot of reforms around our immigration packages and the policies and then border control. If you observe very carefully, people doing all these things, and it is mostly happening, especially around the border towns. Under President Buhari, when he came in, this and Jonathan, the bombing spree was rife around the border state. But we have constantly avoided this topic, mainly because we do not want to offend people. As a people, the president must move beyond just assuring people that there will be no fear. What practical steps are being taken to curtail this, to prevent people from just moving in and out of our country unchecked? Our borders are the most porous when you go to the north, and even though we've not been able to, I don't know if they have determined the identity of these people, the people who carried out the bombing, but I think a lot needs to happen around immigration, our immigration policy, and our border control. And then the other thing you need to address before you come to the public and say there should be no fear, Nigeria will not slide into it. What's going on, especially with our security situation in this country? What you hear them launch from time to time is you see governments of state and federal government buying equipment, which is good, buying Hiluxes, Toyota Hiluxes and trucks, and giving things to police, immigration, and all that. That doesn't solve the problem. We have to get to the point where people are assured by the actions, not just buying vehicles. Nigeria as a space is unsafe for everybody. The security situation may look like it has gone down, but travel from one state to the other, and then you will understand. Because the kidnapping strain is still on, to the point where people now, even around the Federal Capital Territory, will have these constant threats of kidnapping and even actual kidnapping happening. I heard one happen not too long ago. We need to do something about checking insecurity. It should go beyond just saying Nigeria will not slide into the era of fear. What is practically being done? One, with our immigration policy. Two, with border control. Three, getting Nigerians gainfully employed. There are many people on the street today. The hunger in the land, we do not know if it was ideology that drove the people who carried out the bombing, or just pure hunger for what to eat, and you promise something, go do this and you'll be paid this, or your family will be paid this. These are some of the drivers of insecurity.
All right, let me ask
that and move beyond just talking about Nigeria not sliding to fear.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. What is your assessment of this administration as it has to do with security? Can you say they've tried? If you want to score them over 10, what number would you have scored them? Can we say they've tried, or like you said, it's just mere saying?
Okay, let us. I wouldn't just score them 0, but if you ask me to score from 0 to 10, I'll give them maybe a 4. We have to give it to that. Like in the armed forces, a lot has been done. We know they are buying platforms, especially for the Air Force, that has been performing incredibly well. The Army continues to give in its best, but we need more than that. We need to bring in other innovations. We had spoken about this in the months leading to the election, that we need to take care of our forces even better. We need to help then be better. Like if you go to other parts of the world, one of the ways you can encourage them to go all out against all these people, especially enemies of state, is to look at the issue of insurance. When you put men in the theater of battle, you have to give them assurances that if anything were to happen to them, their families also will be taken care of. Not by the leaders around you, and then one will need to raise their what do you call it, their daily monthly take home as they work. And so, but how do you take care of insecurity? I give them a 4 or a 5 because the drivers of insecurity can be hunger, the state of the economy. People are hungry. They can hardly even feed. Now, you can point to something that happened, like when the president came in. I was talking to someone yesterday. The first thing he removed was the petroleum subsidy, even though the Buhari government is only provision for payment of subsidy. Came and then took that away. I thought that was a big deal. And because of that singular announcement made, every under business just began to go up. Prices of everything went up. What we would have and what we advised was, or would have done if we were the people in power, is to not remove subsidy, but to also examine the administration of it. At some point in this country, the NNPC came out and told Nigerians that they consumed 100 million liters in one day. How can you justify that? So what we would have advised, and there was also a time in this country where people were using ships that had been decommissioned. We were claiming that they brought petroleum just to draw subsidy. So the problem really was not the subsidy. The people who are likely to take on subsidy and continue to subsidize.
Does that also contribute to the insecurity and the fear?
Of course. Because that removal has driven up everything. Prices have gone up, people are hungry. People who used to work only love their job, and then we give them an avenue. We create a dirty avenue for them to slide into places where they want to make money, no matter how it turns out, even if it's good or bad.
All right.
They want to try and pick people and negotiate with families. Yes. It affects it.
All right. Thank you very much for adding your voice to the conversation.
Thank you.
All right. I'll come back to you in just a minute. Michael, you heard what Ina Okopiagu just said. What would you do? You have anything contrary in just a few minutes?
I feel the avowment by the presidency to uphold security of lives and property of Nigerians is still not in realistic terms. There is that's why he talked about doing what you are saying, move from the talking stage to the walking stage.
That's exactly what Ina said.
That's what we need right now. And then the preponderance of poverty and hardship in the country has driven the citizenry into taking desperate measures. If Atiku is saying, hey, this is disheartening that it is happening right now, it's been there. The security forces, the army, the navy, the air force, they are trying, but then the front line, has the front line been breached? I would think so, because if the security forces were maintained in places that had insurgents attacks like Medjugorje, Borno, they had that preponderance of insurgents attacks. Was that front line or army presence maintained as this new government came, or they just felt, oh, we've insurgency has died and there is security averagely? From what you talked about, the border check and patrol has also been very porous. Trust me.
Okay, so you are saying what he said about the border is so true.
Absolutely true, unequivocally true. Because if you are coming in 1 year in office and we are witnessing 21 deaths, 41 injured, just in an attack in Goza local government or Borno state. What if they decide to launch in the next state? Nobody knows where it's going to happen next. You can't even travel from one state to the other, fear of being killed. And I mean, this is the time for presidency to stand up and say, we want to tackle the expedient things in Nigeria, hunger and insecurity. If insecurity can be tackled, sir, talking about economy will be boosted, because why are they resorting to kidnapping people for? I mean, look at the students that were kidnapped in Nasarawa State, Federal Polytechnic. It has gotten to the level that students can even kidnap for 500,000 to 300,000. That infinitesimal amount, it's desperate measures. People are trying to survive. So if you can boost the economy and provide food, these people will say, oh, okay, the government is trying, let's still see if we can, But then if things keep being hard and then prices of commodities keep rising, then insecurity, I'm afraid, it will escalate. It will keep escalating. Kudos to the security agencies that are doing the best. But then, and also,
Ina said they need more encouragement.
Yeah,
the security
absolutely.
Agents need more encouragement.
They need more encouragement, because last week we talked about the chief of army staff going and telling those that had unpaid salary arrears to send a message to him personally. No, you can't tell soldiers in the front line of war to be sending you messages. Pay their salaries, pay their allowances, let them be happy fighting for this country.
All right. Oh, well, thank you very much, Michael. All right, finally, Ina, before I let you go, let me ask you this final question. What would be your advice to Nigerians who are scared of coming out of their rooms right now because a lot of people can't travel? For whether it's for business purposes, if you can't board a plane, if you can't fly in the air, a lot of people don't travel by road anymore because of this fear. But the president is saying there won't be fear. What would be your advice to Nigerians before I let you go?
The president was speaking in the line of hope, and it is said that hope is not a strategy. I would advise Nigerians to be cautious. Until the indices improve, we have to be cautious and not just rely on mere rhetoric from the president. We need the economy to get back into its. It hasn't always been great, but I think it wasn't always been bad. People were able to feed. Now I hear, and I hope it is not true, that a certain amount has been voted or authorized for release by the president to buy food for distribution. Who does that? Who does that? Nigerians should be cautious. I will not come here and pretend that everything is okay. I can't even travel to my own village that is just a few hundred kilometers away from here. Now, when I just look at what is written on the headlines of the papers and just get on the road and start going, we need to do more in terms of security. In the era of security, and then let me also say this before I go. Nobody should be allowed to be bigger than the law. if people are being caught who have decided to take up arms against the state, two things: investigate them after you catch them, put them on trial. You know why? Our country is the country of laws. Let the law work. Nobody should be caught and then you are saying you want to forgive them or integrate them back into the armed forces. We have heard that has been happening. Someone was on one of the media channels last week or so and was saying that there was that worked within one of the security agencies and it confirmed that they were integrating people who should not try. We must take actions. People should be punished when they are caught. Otherwise, it will not serve as a deterrent to others. No one should be above the law. Nigerians must be cautious. Everything is on high alert.
Thank you.
We should not depend just on what is wrote on the papers and say, we'll slide into anarchy. If you don't do what is proper, we'll slide into it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, this is going to be the size of the review for this morning. Thank you for joining us in the conversation today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, as it is right now, let's hear last word from you. What will you say to Nigerians? Ina have said he gave an instance of himself that he can't even travel to its own hometown.
Yeah.
What's your advice to Nigerians? The president has said, well, I'm fine. All right. Nigeria will not get into the era of fear like it used to be. So what's your advice to Nigerians who go out their daily businesses every day? Some people travel distances for businesses and so many other things. What would be your advice to them?
Avowment to commitment to protecting lives and property of Nigerians is not the same as taking practical steps to ensuring security of lives and properties of Nigerians in every state. Can you do that simultaneously? It's very complex, but then you can improve our checkpoints, our border patrols, especially the northeast, that also has preparedness of insurgency over the years. Bomb blasting to Nigerians, or bomb attacks is not a new thing to us now. We are getting accustomed to it. You saw what happened in Yanya a few years ago. Bomb, it happened in Abuja. Kidnapping in this capital city that's averagely known as, its capital. It has more security. Imagine I told you someone was kidnapped in an estate just in federal housing last time. Before the military personnel could get there, police could not chase the kidnappers because of lack of sophisticated weaponry. So these security officials should be encouraged by the government. Give them more patrol vehicles, helices, sophisticated weaponry, as much as you are ensuring their welfare and salaries are paid. Like I said, a hungry man is an angry man. You don't expect a policeman that has not eaten or
that has a family.
As a family,
to chase people who are more armed.
Yeah, and does it have a bulletproof? Are they even provided with bulletproof or sophisticated weaponry before they can do chakakbo? Bullet has released, and most people have died.
I like that chakakbo bullet has released.
And that chakakbo bullet is used for hunting. Don't give it to police officers or military personnel. Meanwhile, these guys that are these terrorists have machine guns.
You are doing katangpong while the terrorists have gun. Well, you can hear that.
All right. How do you survive? So make security of life and properties a priority. Stop having misplaced. You're having issues with NLC for that. Tackle the expediencies. Let this economy. Is it to when the whole Nigerians die that they will know there's security?
All right, thank you, Michael. It's a very wonderful time we have right here. But as it is right now, he has said something. These are different kinds of weapons. The chaka boom and the boom 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 boom. You know what it means. So at least encourage the security operatives. Though the president has vowed that we won't get into the era of fear anymore. We pray that this thing is not just a mere word. We believe the president can do something. But then we will join you, or you will join us again, and that's going to be tomorrow. We will be here live to give you more from the world and in Nigeria as it has to do with the review. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Have a beautiful day and, of course, a fruitful week ahead of you. Bye-bye for now.